things. We have a big week for industrials earnings. We want to flag PACCAR tomorrow. We're looking for comments on pricing, particularly in the backlog and what the competitive landscape looks like with Daimler Truck now an independent, hopefully less industry destroying in terms of pricing competitor. And we have Rollins on Wednesday, which is the one I'm the most excited about to see who shows up for that earnings call. Last quarter, basically none of the old characters, including the CEO, old CFO, were on the call. The old CFO still works there, so see how that goes. But they've included acquisitions in their organic growth, and I'd love to just see if they can finally explain that 3 quarters in after 9 months. If they had a good answer, I think they probably would have given it by now, but they just have not.
I'm sure they'd love to explain it to you, Jay. They must just love you.
I pre-submit my questions, and I don't dial into most earnings calls, but when I really want to do something, I have harassed them quite a bit to let me on the earnings call.
Have they ever replied?
Oh, they talk to me all the time. They have I don't think Rollins has let me ask a question on an earnings call. And they're probably right to do that because it probably wouldn't be the friendliest question in the world. But, you have to be nice enough to be let on. Usually the longs, like if I wanted to be on like the MP earnings call, I'm sure I could email and ask questions there. I think it does create like a conflict where, it's like a management access thing. Like they're going to give you a platform to like say your name and your company. And then in return, you're supposed to be nicer to them in your coverage. But, it is what it is.
That's a subtlety to the game that I'm sure everyone who hasn't played it at your level are aware of. If only, from a conflict of interest perspective, they'd assume, this is America in this century. But it's nice to just remind people of these things. I mean, you'll never hear that on CNBC ever, because it's not only that, the conflict of interest of them wanting to be stroked by, bullish analysts, but a lot of them are advertisers on CNBC. Don't forget the corporates. So anyway, it's simple. I mean, there is at least 20% of people listening to this that are like, really? No. Yeah.
Well, it's important to remember like 2 things too. Like first question, when they're like, oh, are you on? It's like, yeah, you knew that was the first question. Like that was clearly something that was given out as like a token. And then secondly, you have this problem where you have to be on if you're like a normal like JP Morgan sell sider, you're supposed to be on the call every quarter asking a question. Like that's part of your job. That is not part of our job at Hedgeye. Nobody cares either way. But it is they cut you off. Like that's actually like a pretty serious hit to your profession. Like that access, it sounds like it sounds kind of trivial, like I'm going to ask a stupid question on an earnings call, but it is something that they have control over, and you can tell like a better quality management team lets bears ask questions and doesn't care. Like FedEx, really, they don't care who anybody is. They'll let anybody ask a question. They let me ask a question about it doesn't matter. The point is that you can tell a lot by how they treat the street.
Hey there, Hedgeye Nation, or if you're not part of Hedgeye Nation, thanks for watching Hedgeye on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the button below there. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also follow the link in the description to our website to get even more great investing content.